2. Awesome. Should be able to sync them up nicely then.
Lovely jubbly. Wonderful.
Right. You're good? I'll take that being no then.
Pardon me. I was about to say 2 minutes. I'm a rude man.
Really? Tell me about the first RMHB Fest and how did you feel when they asked you?
Well, when they asked me to do the RMHB Fest, the first one, I was kind of blown away, and I had no vocal experience at that point. I don't think I may have had a little bit. I can't remember, but they it was just an unbelievable one. It was just like one of those sort of offers I jumped at basically. I was like, well, yeah, obviously. It wasn't like there was no in that question that they asked me. So it was just like, well, yeah, of course I will. And then when I got there, it was kind of wicked because we met them someone came by the car and sort of gave me like the sort of backstage sort of wristband things and things like that. And it was just, and somebody was just about to ask me, basically, who am I? And then one of the people that worked there obviously knew me straight away and came up and gave me a hug and said like, yeah, he's Bartie, he's performing today. And it was kind of like, it was really awesome. It was lovely. And that was when they had there was a Wurzels.
Top loader?
No, wasn't. Yeah, that's right, top loader. That's right. Yeah, they had. That's when they had top loader on that one. On that bill. I was lucky enough to meet them, which was really awesome. I was getting myself confused with the Sausage and Cider Festival then.
Tell me about your big fundraiser you did.
The big one that we done in the back. Oh, that was a really quite awesome sort of event that we did. It was quite an awesome event that we did. We actually started off by asking people if they would be willing to give something for a raffle prize, and then when we ended up getting back from people, one of the first big things I got was a site radio, which was over £100. Like, well, that can't be a raffle prize. So that was when we started doing and then we got a few more big prizes like that. I was like, well, we must do an auction for it. And the old mayor at the time, he was happily to do the auction for that day, which was really great. We had all sorts. We had like sporting events. We had like just beauty vouchers. We had just cream tea. We had the donation from the Cream Tea Society. We had like a little portion of clotted cream and jam, which was really helpful and really awesome. Yeah, we went. I went to these places personally to pick a lot of them up as well because I just wanted to help out with. I wanted to help out with like getting it quicker, basically, so they didn't have to cost money to send it and things like that because it was quite local places that we could get it from. But that was unbelievable. And one of the places, it was it was a cider thingy. What was the cider was? No, what was the cider? Northcott. and the cider was from one of the thingies was from Northcott Cider, and the actual person who actually owns that came to my house to deliver it, and we thought it'd just be like a little pack, like a little family pack, like a gift pack thing, but he gave me two or three of those, and then he gave me a massive tray of cider, which had 4 flavours, which had about I think we found out to do about another 3 or 4 prizes from it, which was really awesome. And with that, we stuck a little CD in there, so people got a CD with it, which was really, really awesome thing to do. I think you're smiling.
So I believe the charity contacted you and said that they'd like to name one of the rooms after you.
Well, that was quite an amazing moment to feel because I didn't do it for any sort of recognition. I just did it, and when I got to my £3,000 of raised for them, they sent me an email saying, "Oh, you raised this much money, and for that, we want to give you a sponsored room for 3 years," which I called it JJ's Place. And when we got there, they had a sticker over the label over it, so obviously when I went there so I could refeed it myself, which was quite an honourable moment for me. I couldn't believe what they did that day. It was quite an emotional day. Happy tears. It was quite unbelievable. They had a photographer there to do some photos as well, which was it was a crazy day, amazing day to actually do.
That's awesome.
I do like a good minute of cover answering, don't I, which is great.
Yeah, it's good. So you mentioned that you made an EP before.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of made you want to do an album, and did it feel like a big project?
When I did the reason why I wanted to do the album is because I've always wanted to do a proper full length album, and it was a great feeling to do, to actually write down. I had quite a lot of songs basically. I've written a lot of lyrical songs, and that was why I thought, well, I must get these onto an album. And I decided to do a 13-track album because 13 was quite a meaningful date for me, and I just thought, well, I must do a 13-track album with them for them, because I initially wrote a song about the charity, and then that sort of like thought, like, well, that'd be a great way to end an album. But I thought, and then I had written a couple other tracks that we'd done as sort of acoustic sessions on YouTube, and then we thought, well, we've got 4 tracks here. Let's see if we can make this up to album length, and it was a great thing to do. I'll do that last bit again. And it was a great thing to do. I always get that, don't I? A burpy hiccup right in between like a sentence.
So you said your EP was sometime around like 2011?
Something like that,
yeah,
roughly.
So you've been a musician for nearly 10 years?
Rude man. I've got to try and answer that now. That's so out of order. Well, I suppose I have been a musician for almost a decade, but that's quite a powerful word to say to me, because of obviously what happened to me. When you get people, you kind of get sort of told like you can't do something because of my head injury and things like, and what I went through. But then I sort of thought, well, basically, I ain't going to allow you to say that to me. I'm going to prove you guys wrong. So that was when I decided to write songs, and that was when I wrote that's why I continue to write songs today. Which it's just, it all sort of gets it off my chest as well, because I keep a lot of things kept inside, which obviously you shouldn't do, but I keep a lot of things kept inside, and that's how I express myself. Is with my music and with my sort of poetry, which it initially was, and that was how my sort of journey began.
That's very cool.
Trying to think of like different words to say to each question.
You're really good.
It's
You're
like,
good with it.
who needs a script?
So you've also got merchandise?
Oh, I do have merchandise. Yeah, well, one of my subscribers from Norway, he actually said to me about, why don't you start creating your own merch? He gave us a website which we didn't choose because we just didn't like the look of it. But then we found out quite a lot of other big YouTubers use a website called Teesprings, and that was when we started to design my merch for it. And the first sort of merch we got is basically my album cover on the front with the tracks on the back, which is obviously I've got plenty of favourites. We put all the colours on it so people can choose what colour they would like instead of colours that you like, because I said, well, there might be somebody who likes this colour and things like that. But yeah, my merch is great. We managed to do like, what was it, mugs? Obviously t-shirts, like I said. We've got a lot. Well, there's obviously endless things that you can put onto stuff, like your merchandise. So you can always add to it in a later day, and it doesn't cost anything to upload. All you got to do is upload an image to Teesprings, design your what's it called?
Design your graphic?
That's it. All you got to do is design your graphic, and then they put it on and then what colours you would like, and then they do it for you. And then they keep it, and then whenever somebody wants to buy something, they obviously notify you, and then you get a Bartie Joyce merch.
What plans have you got for the future?
Oh, no plans. Well, let me just clean my glasses in a minute. Well, the plans I've got for the future is kind of obviously difficult at the moment because with the COVID situation. Obviously, if things can improve within like the next 6 months, say we've got a miracle happens and it's no longer here, and there's obviously something gets happened that can get rid of it or whatever, but that you can take. I had a massive plan before this happened to do an original song, but have a choir sing in the background for it, and that was one of my big projects that we was in the process of doing until COVID happened. But obviously, I'd love to do more duets again, which would be really great to get back into. Obviously, going back doing proper busking again. So when it's obviously safe in the area that I do, it's obviously up and down with like infection, inflation, and all that stuff. So it's all, to me, I find it a bit scary to go do the busking at the moment. But once like it's really safe to do so, I can't wait to get back out there and get the extra funds for the charity again.
Cool. Is there anything new you want to try?
What do I want to try?
Oh, actually, another question. How do you feel about the growth of your YouTube channel?
Oh, you cheeky man. That's a cheeky...
That's from Rufus Each Cheese.
Well, the growth of my YouTube channel has been quite sensational, really. It's really come a long way in such over a couple of years. But we've put a lot of work and effort into it of doing uploads as well. Like I'm getting close to 100 uploads this year. And there's a fly right in my face. It's just I've done really well with with getting uploads done this year. I'm getting quite close to getting 100 uploads in 1 year, which I think is crazy. And every penny that I will raise for them will be going to the charity. It's getting quite good numbers with revenue now, which is really thankful to you guys actually watching and helping me get there. It's really helped out a lot. I've got so many coughs tonight. Is that right? That answer?
That was a good answer. Yeah. We've got a minute left on this one. Do you want to just do a quick sign off? Maybe a thank you to the charity.
Okay. Well, this is a big thank you to the charity for all the hard... Which one am I looking at you on now? Yeah. But as I want to say, thank you to the charity for all the hard work they do and continue to do for many families. If you give them guys a little follow on the social media platforms, go check them out. And cheers, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this short film. You don't need to like, share, comment.
That's fine.
I'm going to say, cheers, everybody. Thank you for everything you're doing. For your support and everything. Something like that. You can make something out of that ending.
20 seconds to spare.
How long was that then?